Hey guys, thanks so much for stopping by. We are going to be making a cute snow globe card today. That is a shaker card, and you can open it up and write anything in it to send out to anyone. So I have this free file over on my blog to cut out with your Cricut, but if you don't have a cutting machine, I also have the PDF of it. So pretty easy design just to cut out with some scissors if you want to do that. So you're going to need some different colors of coordinating cardstock. I'm using different types here. And then for the snow, I am using a little bit of this faux snow I got from the Dollar Tree, and then a couple other glitters. You'll also need some pop dot tape. This I also got at the Dollar Tree, and it's nice because it's different sizes, and I will be using 2 different ones. And that helps this stand up to make the shaker part of it. And then some different glues. I'm using some tacky glue that I put in a smaller container, and then a glue stick. I was out of my tape glider, which I prefer, but I'm using my glue stick. And then for the front, to make it a shaker card, you don't have to make it a shaker card. You could just make it without the snow in it. But to make the front part, I'm using a piece of an acetate, and I will link all these below. So for the picture, I am using a brochure glossy paper, but you can also use a photo paper, even just plain paper or cardstock, whatever you want, depending on the detail you want in there. Okay, so make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss any of these tutorials. And let's get started making the snow globe. Okay, so I just wanted to show you real quick just a few things you need to do in Cricut Design Space for the snow globe. So I'm going to go into new project, and I'm going to upload. You can see I've already uploaded them all, but just to show you quickly, I click on upload and then on browse, and it brings up my downloads automatically, and the file should be named snow globe card final. And I'm going to open that. You'll see everything comes in right there. So I'm going to upload that. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing to upload the image I want to use here. Just click the browse button and finding the image in here and then opening that. But I already have it in here. So now I'm going to click on this one that I want, and then my picture. I need to view all here. I'm going to click on this one. Actually, it already has it down here. So I have that, and then I'm just going to click on this one, which I've already uploaded it, and it's a print and cut. So I'm going to upload both of those. And the picture comes in Humongo. So I'm going to move this to the side and just click on the picture itself. And then I'm up here on the top where it has my 19, I'm going to change it to 5 and hit enter. And that will make that smaller. So now I can work with it better. So this is the file that you will see, and I'm going to zoom out by hitting the minus down here just so you can see what I'm doing here. So this is the whole group of the things that is in the file. So I'm going to ungroup them, and this is what I'm cutting out in vinyl, but you can do it in cardstock. And then here's the 2 offsets you can use. And this is the base. I do have one extra thing in here that I don't use in the video, and this is just that would go on top of this if you want a different color. So I just have that in there as an option. You don't have to use it. So one of the things I'm going to actually do first is just in case you want to resize this. So right now it'll cut out on one mat right there, but this size is going to be 5.8 by about 7. So it won't fit in a 5x7 envelope. You would use a 6x9. But if you want it smaller, I just kind of stick everything back together. And then put them in a box and then drag it, and it will change everything the same size. Okay, so I'm just going to put it about 10.8. Doesn't really matter. But that's how you can size it if you want to make it a different size. Just make sure you size everything at one time, else it will make some things bigger and then things won't work right. And this one is actually the the back layer there. Okay, so the one thing I just wanted to show you was the photo and how to crop that. So this one here is for the actual acetate sheet we're going to use. I'm using this to crop that out, but the extra one here is actually to crop the photo with. So I'm going to make the photo the same, about the same size. It's going to depend on what you want to crop out of the photo. So I'm going to put mine right about there, so it's about the same size. And then I'm going to use my cursor and drag it over both of them so they're both selected. And then down here on the right, I'm going to click slice. Okay, so now that is going to slice that out, and it's going to be the shape I want it to be. So it will fit right in there. And then this will be the clear thing that fits right on top of it. Okay, so then I'm just going to delete off these two because I don't need them. And I'm going to cut everything else out. You don't have to use this Happy Holidays. You can definitely find something else within Cricut Access you want to put on there, or not put anything. Totally up to you. Totally customizable to how you want it. Okay, so we're just going to go make it, and we're going to start cutting these out of cardstock. Okay, so we're going to cut out all of the layers of the card here. These are the cardstock I got from my stash. I just went through and found some fun colors here. So the first one we're gonna do that my Design Space is telling me to do is my white layer, which is the back of my card. So I'm gonna just put this on a mat. And you can see here, I'm using my Maker 3, so I'm doing them all on mats separately. So I'm going to continue, and I'm just going to select medium cardstock on this one and load it in. So anytime I'm doing paper crafting, I always like to have a ball of aluminum because sometimes the cardstock will get stuck and make your blade kind of dirty, and I just push it so it comes out and just poke it in here a couple times. And that kind of cleans it off, sharpens it a little bit. Okay, so my flashing light is blinking, so I'm going to load this up. Okay, and now my arrow or go light is blinking, so I'm going to click that and let that cut out. Okay, it stopped and my light is blinking, so I'm going to unload it, and then I'm just going to pull it off of the mat. Okay, and there is my outside, and this one we are just going to fold it and push those two parts down. Okay, I'm going to take this one off, and my next one is going to be the layer that goes right on top of this. And I'm going to be cutting it out of this glitter cardstock. I'll put this on here. So for this one, I'm going to select shimmer paper on here. Click done. And then I have the base of my snow globe. That is going to be in this one. And I'm just going to put it as heavy cardstock. And again, unload. Okay, so there's the bottom. And then my next one is actually is the layer of acetate. And this is the part that's going to make it so we can put the shaker in it. So I'm going to put this on here. And I'm just going to browse. And I'm just going to type in acetate. And we're just going to do acetate right there. Okay. There we have that. And then I'm going to have the surrounding piece with the opening. So I'm just going to do this one on a regular cardstock setting. Okay. Okay, so next we're going to cut out the big surround. For the wording, and I'm just going to put it on a medium cardstock setting. I'm actually going to cut out the wording, the Happy Holidays, in vinyl. Okay, and then my last one, which I added this one in second, else it would have cut out already on the white mat, is I'm cutting out second offset. So then the last one I am printing out is actually the picture. So I'm just going to send it to printer. I'm going to select my printer. Then I'm using actually a glossy brochure paper. So I'm going to do glossy brochure or professional paper. Do okay. You can definitely do it on regular paper or cardstock or even printable vinyl to make it easier. But I'm out of my printable vinyl, so I'm just using this. So I'm going to send that to my printer. Okay, so there's my printed one, and you'll see it has that rectangle around it for the Cricut to read it. And again, you can cut all of these out by hand. I have a PDF version on my website. So you don't need a Cricut to make this. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. Oh, actually, I got to browse my materials. And I'm picking photo paper for this one. Okay. This mat is probably probably too sticky for this. Probably better with the light grip mat. Ooh, okay. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is actually glue the acetate onto the back of the opening. And this is because it's going to take just a little bit to dry. So in my last shaker card, I used the Cricut Maker 3, the Smart Sticker Cardstock, which is really easy to use and then just stick it on it. But I wanted to use a patterned one. So I'm actually just going to use some tacky glue, and I put it in the small nosed bottle just because this one got too big and it makes a big mess. So I'm just going to do a thin layer of tacky glue around here. Okay. And then gently press it down. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. Okay, so now I'm just gonna weed off the vinyl. Okay. So I'm gonna layer these ones for the back one. I'm just gonna use a glue stick. And place that on that one. Okay, and then I'm going to transfer the vinyl letters. I'm just using, this is from the dollar store. This is their contact paper. So I'm going to use that just because it's a little less sticky and I don't want it to pull up the cardstock. So I'm going to place it on here and scrape it down because since it's less sticky, it's not going to want to stick to it as well. So I'm going to scrape it down well on both sides. And let's see if this wants to come off. So if you get it at a real 180-degree angle, it tends to let go easier. Now I'm going to line it up on here and press it down. And again, you can use cardstock. It's just I didn't want to glue all these separate letters on here. Okay. So I am going to glue this on this card. Okay, I usually like a tape glider, but I guess I am out. So I'm going to use the glue stick. Okay, so this is the one that's going on this folded card. And it will cover the entire thing and actually stick out on this side of where it was folded. So we have the full one there. Okay, and this is going to go right on top of here. Okay, and this is the one that has that acetate glued on it already. And then I'm going to glue my cinnamon on. Okay. And now my picture is going to fit right in there. And I'm going to glue this down. And there's a little kind of even edges around it. And that's what this is going to fit over. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to add the shaker part. And you don't have to. You can definitely just glue this right on there. But we're going to make it snow in here a little bit. So we're going to add these double-sided pop-up tapes. And these I got at the Dollar Tree, this pack of 3. So on the bottom, I'm going to put the thicker one. And we want to make sure, depends on how far you want the snow to come down. Because the snow will sit on the top of wherever you put this. And you don't want any holes in there because it will get through. And since this is the bottom layer and that part is going to stop it, I'm just going to put 3 of these on here. Okay, so this part we need to make sure there's a real good seal. So I'm going to use actually my smaller one. And I'm going to go all around right on that edge. And this you can kind of bend as you go. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it so it fits right in on this side. Okay, so you see from the front side, can't really see that. Okay, and I'm just going to wipe this to make sure the inside. Okay, so I'm going to take the tape off of all of them. Okay, and now we're going to put the shaker part in. So you don't want to get, I made this one first just with random colors to see how it would go, and I put way too much snow in here. So you can see it doesn't go very much down. So this stuff is actually pretty thick, so I'm just going to put just a little bit of it on there. And then I'm going to add some of this glitter. A little bit. And then some extra fine glitter. Okay. Okay. So now we are going to line this up and put it right on top of there. And really push it down so it gets secure all the way around. And here. Okay, and then we can shake it. Okay. So there you go. You have some snow sitting on the bottom of that, and then you can shake it up. Okay, so again, this free SVG file is over on my blog, and I also have one that you can just cut out with scissors if you want, and to make your snow globe card that way. So anyway, happy crafting.